Okay, good afternoon. This is the Colorado Energy and Carbon Management Commission. It is Friday, the 19th at 3 p.m. This is a continuance from a hearing that we had on Wednesday, the 17th. Before we get started, we should probably do a roll call.
Thank you, Commissioner Ackerman,
Here.
Commissioner Cross,
Here.
Commissioner Mesner,
Here.
Commissioner Oath,
Here.
and Commissioner Robbins.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have five commissioners present.
Very good. Welcome back, everybody. We have one docketed item this afternoon. Before we get into it, though, I will recognize Attorney General Benjamin Boudreau, relevant to the executive session that was held earlier today.
Thank you, Mr. Robbins. The commission is coming out of executive session. During the executive session, the commission received legal advice regarding a Highland South OGDP application in ECMC docket number 250200026. No decisions were made and no votes were taken. The executive session was noticed on the commission's agenda as of yesterday. Mr. Chair, you can invite or encourage a motion to that executive session.
So encouraged.
And so moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to leave executive session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are out of executive session, which means we are back in a public session. We are taking up, as Mr. Boudreau indicated, docket 250200026, an oil and gas development plan proposed by Bison Operating. The name of it is the Highlands South OGDP. Let's go ahead and raise Ms. Wazelinski, the attorney for Bison. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so we had an executive session earlier today to receive legal advice. No decisions were made. At this point in time, to the extent that the record may be closed, I'll reopen it ever so briefly. Ms. Wazelinski, I didn't know if you had any further statements that you wanted to make on the record or to the commission before we continue into deliberations.
Chair, I'm not sure, and particularly, I'm not sure, if we necessarily have to say anything. I'm not sure what direction you're going following executive session. I guess I'll just reaffirm that there are commitments within the OGDP that was filed that Bison maintains as of today. Those do include the flexibility to drill the second occupation outside the ozone season and also to electrify the production facility for the second occupation. So to the extent that's helpful for your deliberations, I just wanted to offer that.
When you suggested in the manner of the flexibility outside ozone, does that mean that the client is planning on drilling outside the ozone season?
That's true. So that's the way the OGDP was filed, was with drilling for the second occupation being outside the ozone season. I know our witness testified on Wednesday that they could maybe bump drilling up in order to get electrification a little quicker and have that takeaway for gas and produced or oil and produced water online a little faster. But I think, no, the way the OGDP was filed was with drilling outside of ozone season for the second occupation.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think that is helpful. Do commissioners have any questions of Ms. Wazelinski? All right. With that, I will move this into the deliberative stage of the commissioners' consideration of the Highlands South OGDP. Does any commissioner desire to deliberate? Commissioner Messner?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think that the application was well organized and presented. I appreciate that. I think that while I certainly had some questions to clarify what actual intent was, I think with the clarity that was provided today, especially, understanding that the second occupation does intend to electrify the production facility and intends to drill outside of the ozone non-attainment area timing stipulation. I think that the location and the siting is far away from most sensitive receptors, and I think it's an approvable application as presented.
Further deliberative thoughts? Well, with that, I would ask AAG Boudreau to elevate himself. I understand we heard that within the Form 2A, there's a commitment to drill outside the ozone season as well as to electrify. Do we need to do anything further with that, in your opinion? Like, do we need a condition of approval, or does that stand in its own right?
I think you can go either way, Mr. Chair. If a condition of approval is agreeable to both you and the operator, sort of solidifying that into the Form 2A, then that would be a nice way to sort of wrap it up neatly. Having said that, I believe Bison's reaffirmations that they will drill outside the ozone non-attainment season and electrify permanent production equipment should suffice to meet the requirements of 316B4.
Okay. I think at this point, given the discussion, I would just move approval without the formality of needing to do additional COAs. So that's a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Does anyone desire to provide discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you very much, Ms. Wesselinki. Appreciate your work there, as well as staff's work. I would provide at least direction for me. Maybe the other commissioners agree, and this doesn't involve you, Ms. Wesselinki, so you can go about the rest of the afternoon, enjoy your weekend. The reason that we took a break was from Wednesday was to give our staff and attorneys an opportunity to evaluate the issue around Rule 316C1, if I've got that right. And the way that this worked out, the ESPs are going to be applicable, which is the enhanced systems and practices based upon the outside of the ozone season electricity. I still think we might need some direction on 316C1. And so I would suggest that we provide, tell staff and our AAGs that, we'd still like to see some work on that and maybe bring it back to us. I don't know if it's guidance or what, but I think providing a clear understanding for everyone around the application of that rule would be helpful. I would anticipate that it might ping other OGDPs here in the near future. So that's just my thoughts. Does anybody have any concerns about that direction? Everybody good with giving that direction? So directed. With that, we've come to the end of the agenda. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. We will see you next week.